Faster than a speeding bullet.
I ran until my muscles burned and my veins pumped battery acid.
More powerful than a locomotive.
An idea is like a virus. Resilient. Highly contagious.
Able to leap tall buildings in a single bound.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Betterhumanology podcast. My name is Jared Moon, and with me is Talon Schwam. What's up, Talon?
What's up, Jared?
Not much, man. So first off, I want to say, for anyone new out there, tell you exactly what the Betterhumanology podcast is. And as its name implies, the Betterhumanology podcast is the study of becoming a better human. We do that through research episodes. We do experiments on ourselves from time to time. We have interviews and guests, people who are experts in particular fields, and they tell us how to get better in certain areas that are collectively making us a better human over time. So that's the Betterhumanology podcast. And today we have a very different episode. It's actually going to be probably kind of a short episode because we're doing two things. One thing that Tal and I have always agreed on for the Betterhumanology podcast is we didn't want it to just be, about us. We wanted it to be about doing things and helping people become better. And so that's what we want to do today and get you guys really involved in the podcast. And we're going to do that two ways. We're going to have you give us some questions, and then we're also going to give you a challenge for this month. So I'm pretty excited about what we have set up. The first thing is how to submit a question. So if you go to betterhumanology.com right now, there's going to be a button on the page. And on that page, it says Ask a Question. You're going to click the button. It's going to take you to a page where you can actually give us a voice recording, or you can click the link below that and type a message out to us if you don't want to record your voice. And what you can do, you can ask questions that we're going to start throwing into our shows. And if it's specific to me or specific to Talon, it really doesn't matter, specific to the show. You can ask anything, and we will answer the questions on the podcast. I mean, if you want us to experiment on something or a specific topic, just let us know. And if you have pretty good audio quality, we'll even use, if you use the voice recording feature, we'll even use your audio in the episodes. If the audio quality is not great, or if you don't want us to use it, that's fine. We'll just answer your question on one of our episodes. So I know Talon's super excited about it. He's been wanting to do this for a while.
I'm super excited about it, and I'm so mad you stole that announcement from me. I was really excited about bringing that to the listeners.
Well, I'm the announcement guy. It's just something I like to do. But so what spurred that was that Into 3 Fitness, we sent out a huge, I sent out a huge survey. And one of the questions was about the podcast and how we could make it better. And what a lot of people were saying was they wanted more interaction between us. Well, so do we. We want more interaction from you guys. And we get occasional emails here and there asking questions or commenting on an experiment and stuff. But I think what we have set up now, how easy it is for someone to go record a message for us or just leave us, shoot us an email, and we'll start incorporating those in the show. So if you got anything, let us know. I think, and Talon said he's open to answering any deepest, darkest, secret, and most personal question you could ask him. So feel free to do that.
Seriously, guys, get involved. Ask any questions, because that's why we made this show. Jared mentioned it earlier. It's about you guys. It's about trying to make everybody, a better human and a better version of themselves. So ask away, guys. I'm really excited about this new portion of the show because I really feel like we can, reach more people that way and hit some other topics we haven't thought of. So,
and speaking of wanting people to get involved, that brings us to the second part of the show, and that is a challenge. We have a challenge that we're taking on, in that we want everyone who's listening to the Betterhumanology podcast to take on. So we want you to do 5,000 push-ups in the month of December. So you're listening to this podcast the day it came out. That gives you 28 days to do 5,000 push-ups, which brings you close to 180 push-ups a day. Not that big of a deal. You're going to do it. We're going to do it. Everyone's going to do it. And Talon, I'll let you give them a little bit of the why we want to do this. But then we'll give you some like strategies for getting these push-ups knocked out in your day-to-day routine.
I really feel like I should have a drum roll for this. Like, what month is it?
December.
So what does that mean? Like,
Push-up
a lot of us
month.
are going to be, well, for us, that's here on Betterhumanology, that's what it means. But for a lot of us, it means we're going to be probably working out maybe a little bit less because we're visiting family or traveling, and probably eating a little bit worse because it's, mom's home cooked meals or something like that, or a pie or cookies or whatever. So if sometimes you're, accustomed to, laxing a little bit in the holidays, this is the perfect challenge, I feel like, to keep us motivated and still becoming better at the same time, even, through this tough December, challenging month to, keep getting better. So I feel like we chose a push-up challenge, and it's perfect because it's something you can do anywhere, really, right? And it's also something that with 5,000, you're going to be doing so much of that you're going to be doing around others. You're going to be doing around family and coworkers this month, friends even, and you're probably going to force them to get involved because it's hard for somebody. I feel like it's always been hard for me to sit there and watch someone doing push-ups, especially if they're in their casual clothes and they're just like, man, I've got this push-up challenge. I'm trying to knock it out. Sit there and watch them and not join them do in the push-ups. So I feel like, this might be a little bit of that, guilt factor that you're instilling in people to try and help others become better humans. So maybe even help others with this challenge as well.
So you're saying if you just saw some random stranger doing some push-ups, you'd be like, hey man, why are you doing that? Like, I got this challenge. You're like, all right, I'm in. You
Well,
do some
I don't know
push-ups
if I
with
would say random stranger, but if like
a classmate.
if a classmate's knocking out some push-ups like right before they go into class, and they're like, they just drop their book bag and they're, in their Van shoes and their skinny jeans. I'm like, cool, man. Yeah, I'll knock out some push-ups with you because I don't want to watch somebody do push-ups by themselves. It's uncomfortable.
Makes you feel lazy, right?
Yeah, it makes me feel like I'm becoming a lesser human while he's becoming a better human right there.
Okay. Hey, I'm in complete agreement, and I fully understand that. Like, I'm a very routine, regimented guy, and
We know.
Yeah, come on. Well, and so I really hate being taken out of my element, like away from where I normally work out and all that. That's what bothers me most about traveling and everything else is like, finding a place to work out, or I can only do this and that.
Right.
But doing something like this, even if I'm traveling to see family, because on the contrary, I'm a big family man. So if I want to see family, so a push-up challenge is something really fun to do. And yeah, you get everybody involved. So that's, it's a great challenge to do, and it's pretty easy. And I want to go over one way to do it. I've mentioned this. I've had an article on Into3 Fitness about this for a long time. It's how to do, I think it's called like how to add 1,000 push-ups to any routine. And so this is how I'm going to be knocking out my push-ups. I don't know if Talon, you want to do it the same way or not, but it's called the push-up grid. Got the idea from Robert McDonald, really fit dude, director of training at Jim Jones. And it's pretty simple. So you draw a grid, whatever size you want. So it could be like a cross, so just like one line intersecting with another line, or it could be like a tic-tac-toe grid, or a 5x5 or 10x10, doesn't matter. You draw that on a piece of paper at the beginning of the day when you wake up, and now you have a push-up grid. And what you have to do throughout that day is simply do push-ups. And it doesn't matter if it's 1 push-up, 5 push-ups, 15 push-ups. You just need to fill that grid with numbers throughout your day by the end of the day. And I always tell people to not start off crazy. Like, don't draw a 20x20 grid because that's going to get ridiculous. I think a 20x20 grid is going to be 400 push-ups, even if you only do 1 for every single grid. So it's a really easy, really fun way to keep track. And yeah, if you have like a whiteboard in your office or at your house or whatever, just draw a grid and knock out some push-ups. Really simple to do, very easy. How are you going to keep track of yours, Talon?
I really like your grid idea a lot, especially like, man, if I'm at work, I'm envisioning like implementing a little bit of our competition episode and like people having grids with like, oh, he's got higher numbers on his grid or her grid than I have on mine. So this could really turn into a big challenge.
Yeah.
Get everybody involved.
Yeah. And that's going to make the grids get out of hand real fast, but that'll be awesome. I think that's a good way for everyone to push themselves. But yeah, start small, start big, try to fill up your grids. And so if you're doing it per day, like I said, it's going to be roughly 180 push-ups per day, going to that 5,000 by the end of the month. And yeah, that is the push-up grid.
I think for me, I'll just continue doing as much as I can when I can.
Just kind of add it on. Well, another cool thing, if you're a nerd, I let's go ahead and call myself a nerd like me, I really like using Evernote, and Evernote has a feature now where you can just draw with your fingers on your phone. And so I actually draw grids in Evernote now and then just do it on my phone, because I would like lose a sticky note sometimes that I did or whatever, but I rarely lose my phone. I do sometimes, but rarely. And so that's a cool way to do it too. But that's it. That's the push-up grid. So 2 big takeaways from this episode to recap. 1, go ask us a question or, suggest an experiment, something you want to see tested. We have a lot of great stuff planned to finish out this year, and then some really awesome stuff to kick off next year. Really excited to get into all that, but definitely want to hear some questions you guys have that we can answer. And also, if you have any ideas for something that needs to be tested, we'll get that knocked out. So go over to betterhumanology.com, click that button on Ask a Question, and get that done. And then 2, start doing push-ups on the face.
5Ks, get it going, guys.
5K.
Your best. Losers always whine about their best.